Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. Thank you for tuning in today. We're going to cover a lot of things about the most important investment that you have. Hopefully you find this not only entertaining, but maybe even informative. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with interest rates. What if Trump gets in? What's going to happen to the market? What if Biden stays in? What's going to happen to the market? All of these things can be fascinating conversation. And I think we're all sitting on the edge of our seat waiting for that next debate, aren't we? Well, a lot of things happened after that last debate, but it kind of shook up the European and the Japanese market because they think if Trump gets back in, it's going to raise inflation again, that his policies are inflationary, which they probably are somewhat inflationary. But I'm going to tell you something right now. I'll take what he does over what we have right now any day of the week. Now, the reason they think it's inflationary is because he will stimulate the economy. You have to realize that your government right now is intentionally shutting down the markets. They want the economy to be sluggish and slow so that inflation can catch up with it. But it's not working because inflation got so high that even if you got a raise, you were actually making less money. So I think Trump's going to get in there. He's going to open up the pipeline. He's going to shut down the borders. He's going to get businesses back up and running, deregulate several different things that are keeping businesses from moving forward. And I think we'll all be back into having a great business and making money and spending money. Maybe my FedEx guy will be back at my house again on a regular basis. Who the heck knows? But they think that if Trump gets in, inflation is probably going to get a little bit worse. I think I'm willing to take my chances. What about you? So call or text me in Tampa. Call or text me at 813-213-4009 or Orlando 407-706-3313. Or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. You're looking to go to a great country concert, go to the K92.3 All-Star Jam on August the 18th. I will be one of the sponsors. You'll see me up on stage. This has been a great event. I've seen Taylor Swift there, Blake Shelton, Brooks and Dunn. Jason Aldean, Luke Bryant, Luke Combs, Nico Moon. You name it. They've all been up there, and when they were young artists. So I might even have a ticket or two to give away. You never know. Just let me know. I am the Loner Ranger. All right. Interest rates stayed relatively stable this week. They're running between the high sixes and low sevens, and that's pretty much what you get these days. But I had a client that I'm just finished a cash out refinance debt consolidation for, and I'm getting a lot of calls on debt consolidation. So why in the world would anybody want to refinance their home if they have a 3.5% 30-year fixed rate? So this client called me on a home equity line of credit and said, hey, I need about $25,000 from a home equity line of credit. And so we worked out a payment. And that payment on that $25,000 on a home equity line of credit, it's about $225 to $250 a month. Well, he had a mortgage payment of $1,500 on his 3.5% rate, and he had $1,150 in car payments, and he had $1,500 in credit card debt, and that all added up to just about $5,000. So all of his debt's $5,000. I was able to take his house and that would be adding the home equity line of credit too. Right. So I was going to give him $25,000 and pay off all his debt. So I went and I said, let's just look at a refinance. I know you hate to lose the 3.5% rate, but your blended rate right now is probably closer to 9.5 to 11% with all your credit cards. So I looked at it. I was able to refinance it. I got I got one payment on his mortgage to $3,500. Now we went from $1,500 to $3,500, but I paid off all of his cars, all of his credit cards, and gave him $25,000. So he was actually saving $1,500, almost $1,600 a month. Well, when we did that, his wife said, yeah, I know, but we're paying our cars over 30 years and I don't want to do that. And I went, you shouldn't do that. So here's what you do. You take the $1,600 a month that I'm saving you and you put it back on your mortgage. They said, well, what would that do? I said, your house will be paid off in 10 and a half years. Now you have no car payments, no credit cards. You had your $25,000 for home improvement. And now your house is paid off in 10 and a half years. That's how to leverage money. Now, if they would have just spent the extra $1,600 on other things, then you're right. You're going to pay off over 30 years. But if you play your cards right, you can be debt free. Listen, debt is the enemy of wealth. It's the enemy. And if you got a 401k and you think you have money, but you have debt, you'd be better off to take the money out of your bank account and pay off all your debt and just remain debt free from here on forward, except for mortgages. Mortgages are an appreciating asset. So it's okay to have debt. You should leverage. Matter of fact, when I'm buying property, I want to put minimum down, and I want as little of my money out of pocket as I possibly can. That way I can leverage. You think about that. The less money you put down, the greater the return on your investment. You think about that. If let's just say, we'll use even numbers. You're buying a house for $100,000. Okay. I know you can't do that. And you put down, say, 3%. Okay. So you're putting down $3,000, but that $100,000 house goes up by 5% per year. You gain 2% on that. So you are making, I'm going to say 120% return on your investment. So you do the math yourself. $5,000 divided by $3,000. And you got your, look at this. If I could just calculate, I'm a mortgage guy. Can I not calculate right? Let's see. Yep. You got 150% return on your investment. How do you like that? Pretty easy. That's how you leverage money. All right, let's talk about other things. I want to talk about all you self-employed people out there. You're self-employed. I know you got a good business. You make good money. You drive a nice car, a nice truck. You go on vacations. You got a little bit of money in the bank. But what you don't have is tax returns that show that you make any money, because you have what we call a creative accountant. I know what you're talking about. You're making good money, but you're writing it all off. You don't want to pay the IRS any money. You know what? I think you're fine. I don't judge you, because I'm going to give you an example. Let's just say the difference in an interest rate on a bank statement program is 1.5% on the interest rate. Okay. So instead of paying 7% that you may qualify, if you showed the income on your tax returns, you're going to pay 8.5%. Well, that extra 1.5% costs you $1,500 per $100,000, $1,500 a year per $100,000. So let's put this in perspective. Now you got to put your little thinking cap on when you're hanging out with me. All right. So you want to buy a $500,000 house. Okay. But you don't qualify because you only showed that you made $100,000, and the $100,000 didn't qualify you to buy. We're just going to use that as an example. Okay. So you look at my bank statement program and it's costing you $1,500 per year extra. So you let's just say we're going $400,000 more than you qualify for based on your tax returns. So you're going to pay $7,500 more in an interest on your mortgage than you would if you reported your taxes and showed that you made that much money. But how much would you pay in taxes? If you're at a 20% tax bracket, you would have paid $80,000 a year more for your taxes to show 500 versus 100,000. $80,000. That's what you would have paid. Now, would you rather pay me $7,500 a year or pay the IRS $80,000 a year? You make your pick. I think you should choose me. What do you think? You self-employed people, leave your tax returns at home. Call the loan arranger right now, 813-213-4009. Orlando, 407-706-3313. Or go to webringyouhome.com and apply for your mortgage right now. Webringyouhome.com. I'll get you fixed up. If you're an investor and you want to do the same type of thing on an investment property, you can do it. Or I have a DSCR, a debt service coverage ratio loan. That is, I don't need any of your income. As long as the rent on the property that you're purchasing for an investment is equal to your payment on the mortgage, that's all you need for income to qualify. I'm the loan arranger, Cross Country Mortgage, 407-706-3313 or 813-213-4009, or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. If that doesn't work for you and you need hard money because your credit's in the toilet, and many of you might find yourself in that awkward predicament. Is that you? Well, I don't know. Might be you. But if you find that your credit is somewhat in the toilet, then what you do is you call me and I'll get you fixed up either on hard money. Now you got to put a fair amount of money down, usually 25 to 40%. Your interest rate's going to be a little bit higher, but I can get you out of renting and into owning. How do you like that? I've got every program you need. You need a reverse mortgage. You don't want to pay a mortgage payment and you're over 65. Call me about a reverse. You want a home equity line of credit? I got them. You want a renovation loan to fix your house up? I got it. You want to build a brand new home from scratch? I got the best construction perm loans in the market. I guarantee you, nobody's got a better one right here. Cross Country Mortgage, Bruce Woodburn, in your backyard. Listen, and I'm nobody special, but there's one thing I do well. I help clients really well. My goal is to make sure you have the best mortgage for you, not the mortgage that makes me more money. We will never sell a loan program for profits. Not on my watch, folks. It ain't going to happen. I promise you, I have turned people down because they wanted me to do something that I didn't believe in, and I would walk away from your business. I would. Matter of fact, I got a client right now. He calls me on a regular basis. Become a friend. He called me about refinancing his home one time, and I told him he'd be a fool if he did that. And he goes, I can't believe you just talked yourself out of a mortgage with me. I said, because it was the right thing to do. Since then, he sent me 3 of his employees to help. He's a really good guy, but he didn't believe somebody would turn him down for business. It wasn't the right thing to do. I'm not going to steer you or your kids or your family members or your employees in the wrong direction. That would be that all I have is my name. I don't have the looks. I don't have the personality, but I got my integrity. I hope that stands for something. So if you want a good mortgage guy that's going to take care of you, steer you in the right direction. Hey, what if you need a real estate agent? You need a real estate agent? I'll connect you with a great real estate agent and somebody that's highly qualified, and they will give you 25% of their commission back to you, whether you're looking to buy or sell a home. You use the loan arranger, you get massive discounts. Listen, I'm not one of the top producers in the United States because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a top producer in the United States because I have all the products that you need. I'm a direct lender. I'm in all 50 states. I'm the #1 lender in the country. Look it up on the interweb. #1 lender in the country, Cross Country Mortgage. We do everything in-house. We originate your loan. We process your loan. We underwrite your loan. We even service your loan. So you can't get better than that. That's what you get with the loan arranger. When I come back, I got a short break I got to take you on. When I come back, I want to talk a little bit more about some other programs, and I want to talk about Trinity Family Builders, Southern Homes, and Mardon Construction. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and talk about Trinity Family Builders before I go on this break. Trinity Family Builders, a local business, was written up on the Orlando Business Journal as being the best builder. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You want a great deal on a great house, get your closing costs paid, get rate buy downs done. I'll connect you with homes with Trinity Family Builders. They've got Groveland, Mineola, St. Cloud, Claremont. You call me, the Lone Ranger, and I'll connect you with Trinity. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Show.